taxes. No more taxes on Social Security, right? I wish I had a nickel for every time I heard that. Yeah, we'd all be rich, right? Wouldn't we? Wouldn't that be awesome? But here's the deal. I want to make this very clear. There is still taxation on Social Security. Huh? I thought they eliminated taxation on Social Security. No, they didn't. No, they did not, okay? Even though everywhere you look out there, you see all of these people, high-profile people, that keep coming out saying, yeah, no more taxes on Social Security. And I'm like, dude, there is still taxation on Social Security. They did not eliminate that whatsoever, okay? Let me explain this a little bit further for you so you're not even more surprised when you realize if you are a Social Security beneficiary or if you're a senior and if your income exceeds certain thresholds that have not been updated in multiple decades, by the way, you may be on the hook for a pretty big tax bill to the federal government. Not a fun day, right? Anyway, let's pop this up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details of this. This is just a summary, but it also summarizes pretty well, which is why I want to share with you. All right, so let me talk about the thresholds really quickly. And again, I know there's more to it than just this, but I'm just going to give you some general ideas here to think about as far as, well, would your benefit potentially be taxable or not, okay? Because they did not eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits, but I will tell you what they did do a little bit later on in this video. Okay, let's look at the screenshot super fast here. So if your income as an individual is below $25,000, you don't have any taxes on your Social Security benefit. And again, please talk to your own professional, okay? The person that knows your exact situation. I don't know your exact situation. But anyway, as an individual, if your income is below 25 grand, then no taxes on your benefit. However, if your income as an individual is between $25,000 and $34,000, now up to 50% of your benefit is taxable. Not a 50% tax rate, but rather up to 50% of your benefit is taxable. In other words, if you get 10 grand from Social Security, 5,000 of that, 50%, may be taxable, okay? That's that. Now, as an individual, if your income is over $34,000, now up to 85% of your benefit is potentially taxable. Again, if you get 10 grand from Social Security, $8,500 of that would then be taxable, not an 85% tax rate, which that wouldn't shock many of us either these days, right? So anyway, that's that. Now, a married couple, let's talk about this. As a married couple, if your income is below $32,000 as a married couple, your benefits wouldn't be taxable. However, if your income is between $32,000 and $44,000 as a married couple, your benefits could be taxable up to 50%. In other words, if you get 20 grand from Social Security between the two of you, 50% of that, $10,000, may be taxable, okay, in that case. However, if your income as a married couple is over $44,000 as a married couple, now up to 85% of your benefits may be taxable. Same example, $20,000, 85% of that would be $17,000 could be taxable, okay? So keep that in mind here. Okay, now, but wait, you said no more taxes on Social Security. That's what everybody keeps saying, but they did not eliminate taxation on Social Security whatsoever, even though we continue to hear that out of so many people out there within the administration. And again, this is not a political video. I'm just telling you the facts here. We keep hearing it out of many people saying, yeah, no more taxes on Social Security. Are you going to pay the bill when the seniors say, look, no more taxes on Social Security, I don't need to file a tax return, and then they get a penalty? Are they going to pay that for you? I don't think so, right? Are they going to be the ones that are defending you when you say, wait, I didn't file it because they told me I didn't need to, no more taxes on my Social Security, and there you are getting stuck with a huge bill from the IRS and then getting penalties because you didn't pay, right? Not a good situation. And again, please talk to your own professional about this that understands your situation, your finances, your income. Please do not leave any personal information like that down below in the comment section. Believe it or not, over the years, I've seen a lot of personal information in the comment section. I've seen it all. Please don't leave that down there. If I see it, I will delete it. I don't want your personal information out in the public domain. That is not for me to see. It's not for anybody else to see. Please protect yourself, okay? Anyway, and again, I would never do anything malicious with your data. I'm just saying nobody else should be seeing that information, okay? But I've seen all kinds of personal information down below. But anyway, please don't leave it down there. Okay, next. What did they do then? Because we heard all this thing. What did they do out of the big OBB, the big tax cut bill from last summer? they did something in there for seniors, right? They did. And I've dedicated videos here on the channel talking about this. In fact, to be fair with you, over the last, I don't know, 7-8 months or so, since they passed that thing and signed it into law, I have probably, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 dedicated videos here on the channel talking about this because there's so much confusion around it. In fact, quick little side note here. I was talking to my dad the other day, okay? My dad has this friend, right? My dad is late 60s or so, on Social Security, my parents. But anyway, my dad was talking to one of his friends. The guy's like, I don't know, 65, something like that. And he's getting Social Security. And he keeps telling my dad, I can't wait to get this $6,000. Actually, he's married, so $12,000. I can't wait to get this $12,000 check because of no more taxes or whatever. And I'm like, oh, he's going to be really sad when he does not get a $12,000 check. That's not what it is. It's a deduction, okay? So I told my dad that. I was like, dude, your friend is going to be really, really mad when he does not get his $12,000 check that he's going to get out of the federal government. It's not happening. It's not a check, okay? Anyway, what they did do is they passed this senior deduction, the additional deduction above and beyond your standard deduction, above and beyond the deduction that you get because you are over the age of 65. And now you get this extra senior deduction for the next 4 years. Again, the tax filing years of 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, then it's gone, okay? Then it's gone after that. But anyway, here's what it is. $6,000 for an individual that you can take above and beyond your other deductions, and $12,000 for a married couple above and beyond your standard deductions. Okay, so this is up to like over $23,000 worth of deductions for an individual and over $46,000 of deductions for a married couple, taking into consideration the standard deduction, the extra senior deduction, and this deduction here. It's a lot of money. I mean, massive deductions. That's what they did because they legally could not remove taxation on Social Security within the reconciliation bill, which was the OBBB, which was signed into law by the president on the 4th of July, 2025. That massive tax cut bill, it was a reconciliation bill. Basically what that is, it's a maneuver that allows a single party that has control to pass legislation through the Senate with just a simple majority vote. Okay, so just basically 51 votes gets it through in the Senate when generally they need to